Heyo, Shebe here, and welcome to Hogwarts. If you couldn't tell already by the title of this video, today I'm going to be doing the recasting of two of my favorite Harry Potter movies, The Prisoner of Azkaban and The Goblet of Fire. I'm only doing these two movies because there is an extensive cast in the other movies that I would change as well, but I wanted to try to keep this video more short and succinct. So if you want to see some of the other Harry Potter movies, go ahead and put it down in the comments below, and I will try to make another one with the movie that you want to see recasted. I generally like the castings done in these movies, so I'm not going to be changing every character. Sorry. If you're new to my channel, this is how this is gonna work. So I will be listing an actor or actress, and I will also be listing the ideal time that they would have been perfect for this role, because some of these actors might be a little bit too old for the role now, but I still am going to put them in because this is my world. A disclaimer quickly, I have not read the Harry Potter books, but I am very informed, so thanks to Google.
It's very common. You can Google it.
First, I'll start off with the man, the myth, the legend.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Dumbledore. Now, we lost an icon after the first two movies, unfortunately. If I only could. I would bring Richard Harris back for the whole series. R.I.P. Richard Harris. But instead, we got Michael Gambon. Okay. I'd personally rather have Gandalf play Dumbledore. Ian McKellen has already been known to play a wonderful wizard, and funnily enough, he turned down the role, but in my world, he would have actually taken that role and been a great, great Dumbledore. My second casting choice for Dumbledore would be Patrick Stewart. Okay, now moving on. Next on the list, honestly, look here, you can fight me if you want to, but I actually really like Ed Sheeran.
I'm gonna pick up the pieces and build a Lego house.
I mean Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley, but the book clearly lists this about Ron Weasley. That being said, I'm gonna say Grayson Russell would actually be a good Ron Weasley. I think he would be kind of funny, and I think he fits that physical description a little bit better. We're talking Diary of a Wimpy Kid era, maybe like the second Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, so he would be a little bit taller than Daniel Radcliffe, who was pretty short in the first movie, so I think that would probably work out okay. You can fight me on this one too. Honestly, I love Emma Watson, but we're gonna change her up because, again, what's listed in the book, and Emma Watson doesn't really fit that description for me. I mean, I know they did her hair and everything, but then it gets like more and more straight as the movies goes on, which makes no sense, but that's okay. We're not gonna talk about that one.
We don't talk about
I'm thinking Melissa Gilbert in that role would be pretty great. Throw her in a wig, or just, you know, crimp her hair, or, you know, crimp her hair or perm it. I don't really care. I think it would be great, and she's got those cute little front teeth. I think that would be really cute for that role, and I think she would just play a better, like, smart girl Hermione look than Emma Watson did, even though, like I said, I love Emma Watson in that role, and I would keep her there, personally.
Wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
But for the sake of this video... So I definitely forgot to record the part about having Winona Ryder as an alternate Hermione. I still think Melissa Gilbert would be better, but if we were to put Winona Ryder in there, we are talking Beetlejuice era, if she were to be Hermione, and again, same deal where we would just have her hair permed or something to give it that really poofy look. Moving on, I know I have picked American actors so far, so what can I say? I'm American, it's easier for me to think of American actors, but honestly, let's just leave Danny Ratty in there for Harry Potter. I think he's an icon. Hagrid's perfect, leave him. Gary Oldman is the absolute perfect Sirius Black. Professor Lupin is great. Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall is perfection. And Draco's fine. Alan Rickman, may he rest in peace. We would never change him. He is the one and only Snape. Love David Tennant. Love Robert Pattinson. Wish we didn't lose him so soon. He did not tickle my fancy in the Twilight movies, but in Harry Potter he was great. The Weasley twins were also perfection, and that concludes my list of characters I would love and would never change. I know this video is a little bit shorter as far as those that I recasted. I only picked a handful of characters, but that's because I really love the casting in these movies and just wanted to switch up some of the main cast that I always thought could be tweaked a little bit. Yeah, over on my other channel, I just released a couple music covers, so go check those out. I'll have some little links up above. Please like this video if you enjoyed my recasting and leave a comment below if you have any movies that you'd like to see recasted. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to my channel so that you can see more of my videos as they come out if you want. Love you guys. Peace out.